In our first mandate after 2015, we started digging in seriously to improving rail service in this country. We moved forward with Via Rail on looking at high-frequency rail. And as those ideas developed, we realized that there was an opportunity and even a responsibility to move forward in a significant and big way finally. And it's taken us, years as a government over the course of 3 different mandates to get to this point, but we are now seeing high-speed rail as a reality for Canadians.
I think it's a great project. I think we need to be building more infrastructure. We need to have more connections between the cities in our country. This is a great investment in Canada's economy, in Canadian people.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau there announcing almost $4 billion for a high-speed rail network from Toronto all the way to Quebec City. It's a big project, or will be, being outlined with just 2.5 weeks before the Prime Minister officially steps down. So what's the strategy behind that, and will it actually happen? Let's bring back the front bench. Scott Reid, Jamie Ellerton, Carl Bélanger, and Najoud Al-Malise. I don't know why you're all laughing. Carl, I'll start with you. What did you think of the timing of this? And I know, to be fair to them, they have been studying it for a really long time, in that there is a process, but this is literally 2 weeks before the Prime Minister is no more.
Yeah, so it will be interesting to see what the answers will be. The reply will be from Pierre Poilievre, from Mark Carney. But it's late. We are 60 years behind Japan in terms of a high-speed train, right? It's about time we're talking about this. But we've talked about this before, and there's been an announcement before. And I remember David Colnett making an announcement about high-speed train is coming. It's coming to Canada. It's happening soon. And it didn't happen. So will this happen? I don't know. I have my doubts. If we're going to balance the budget, can we afford this kind of investment? The other question is, can we afford not to? And I think that's the conclusion that the team around the Prime Minister and the people responsible for developing this infrastructure came to, because the high-frequency rail was not going to be the answer. That's clear.
Yeah, there was sort of this discussion that happened over the years, Najoud, between high-frequency rail versus high-speed, the cost associated. Even this is what was announced today was basically the process through which what's being called co-development will happen, which is still a number of years, up to 5 years. And then the construction is over, potentially decades, because it's done in phases as well. The NDP today raising, are there going to be Canadian workers, Canadian steel? I interviewed the minister a few moments ago. She couldn't guarantee that because the Crown Corporation ultimately will have to sign off on it. What's your take on all that?
Well, during the press conference when they announced this project, they wouldn't even say what their timelines are. They said, we'll talk in 4 or 5 years, going to the point of who knows when this is actually going to come together. It's a strange timing, I agree, 2 weeks before the Prime Minister resigns, but there is still a Liberal leadership. There's still going to be a Liberal leader to come in a couple weeks from now. There's a federal campaign. Could this be a wedge issue? As much as I think a lot of Canadians are unhappy with the current transport system, I think a lot have doubts on when this would all come together. But fundamentally, I think clearly the Liberals are interested in this project. It would fall under the capital expenditures from Mark Carney, and so no need to balance the budget on that. And so I think we just have to wait and see what happens.
He did take, Chrystia Freeland spoke today. Do we have that clip just in the control room, I think, about this issue? Yeah, I'm just going to play that because we also have Mark Carney.